Hello, everyone. Hopefully this will do all right. This is that wiggly, bouncy thing. I hope everyone's doing well. Um, this is one of my favorite lock-related things, is because I got into the Yale locks and Yale padlocks, and I saw this book on eBay a while back, and I paid like a little over $100 for this. I think it was like 125. But this catalog is the 1921 catalog, and 1917 is about the date. And what's cool about that, I wanted to show you. I mainly had been looking at this book. It's so huge. I mainly had been looking into the padlocks and everything, but I was digging back here in the back. Let me just kind of like show you how it kind of progresses from padlocks to door locks. Man, they made everything. They made the hardware, they made the handles, but some of the cool, can you imagine just going into an old warehouse somewhere, and just finding one of these display boards with the padlock still on it, in like brand new condition and stuff. Anyways, that's some of the sales stuff that they would give them, is these different padlock cards and display boards. And these are actual photographs of the locks. Some of these other ones, they're doing are the drawings, but these are actual photographs of the locks and the display thing. You can see his inventory in the back, padlocks and all that. Same thing. But, it goes through all that stuff. Night latches and different sizes and stuff. Excuse me. Excuse me. All the different desk locks. But what I wanted to get back here to is this one really cool section right here. Let me get up here. See, what I was saying, they made the hinges, they made the doors, they made the latches, they made the knobs. But what I want to get to, the main thing I wanted to get to here is I'm going to show you this section right here. Oops, sorry, I bumped that stupid thing. This is it right here, this thing. This is so cool. It's the Yale, quit bouncing around, stop it, automatic key bidding machine and cabinet for tools and assortment of key blanks. The cabinet should be attached to a counter or bench flush with the front edge by means of screws. So they want you to bolt this thing down. It doesn't look like it's got a motor on it, but it does look like it has a hand crank. And I think this is the lever that you pull down, and you can see the two keys sitting here. So it's a key cutter. But what's cool about that, I'll read this to you. In addition to the facilities of our work, Stanford, Connecticut, and for the convenience of our trade customers, we maintain at our general offices in New York and at our branch offices in Chicago and San Francisco, as well as equipped repair department in charge of expert workmen. Duplicate and extra keys can be made from any of our key blanks and the facilities available at well-equipped locksmith shop. But such keys, especially for Yale cylinder locks, will be more accurate in their action in the lock and better if made by our special machine illustrated on the opposite page and described below. So it goes through and says all this. Down here, it doesn't say the weight, but it looks like. Anyways, he says the machine. Let's see that this tool will turn out a machine-made key and yet meet the requirements of the retail dealer and locksmith for light, compact machine, moderate cost. The machine measures 5.5 by 10 inches and is 6 inches high when closed and 10 inches when open. That's a pretty small. That's cool, man. That's perfect for me. I could use one of those. But look what it shows you. All right, the first drawer has these key blanks, which is kind of cool. The second drawer is like one of the oldest locksmithing tool things you'll ever see. And it has, he's basically got a follower. This thing helps on those, lifting those pins up, but it says down here, in addition to Let me see if I can get this thing to zoom in so I can read it from up here. Yes. In addition to the 1 ounce of cylinder springs and 2 ounces of assorted pins and 2 ounces of assorted drivers, the drawer contains the following tools. 1 shove knife, replacing springs and drivers and pinholes and cylinders in the connection of setting up the plug. Tweezers, pinning tweezers for handling pins and drivers. Scraper for taking off burrs on paracentric keys after having been cut. Scraper, same as above, but for corrugated keys. Cylinder pinhole reamer, plug pinhole reamer. These parts and tools are not included in the price of machine and cabinet. Prices will be given separately. Pins, 32 cents per spindle, $1.50. Drivers. Anyways, you get a tension wrench over here to actuate the plug. Take-down tools for flat and corrugated. Take-down tools for paracentric keys. Set-up plugs for placing driver spring cylinders in connection with the shove knife. Setting up thimbles to hold the plug while fitting pins to the key and the key file. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of like, you know, that's a pretty cool little machine. And I hadn't really noticed it, like I said. Man, can you imagine how much one of those would cost if you could run into them? Anyway, trying to unzoom and hit the power button. But I just wanted to show you that. I thought that was pretty cool. And back over here, it also says repair work. And he's got the pins over here. Replaced with Yale lock. And then it's got mortise lock cylinders. So yeah, whoever had this before was a locksmith. But I want to show you that, and then I was going to show you just some of the Yale locks, the padlocks that I've collected over the years. This thing is, you may have to undo this from its little holder here. There we go. Right. There we go. Yes, there's too many for it to be in the holder there. But there you go. I wish this thing would focus. There we go. It's focusing now. Yeah, there's a variety of you know, disc tumblers. I liked Yale because just they made so many different varieties and shapes. You know, lever locks and disc tumblers and Yales from Italy and newer Yales. These are like I think these are probably from the 50s on. I don't know about some of these, like these gutter locks and these right here, because like I said, most of the catalogs that I can get a hold of only go up to like 1928, 1930. And they were still in business. I don't know what the hell happened to the catalogs, but that's all you can really find on PDF files. And these things don't, like I say, don't come up for auction, and I don't have that kind of money very often. But they're pretty cool. And like I said, these little guys, when you get them with the patent date on there, I don't know if it's going to be able to see that, but it's 1877. Let me look at it here. Yeah, 1870 to 1878. The top number is 1870. Yeah, they're just cool. This one, nobody really knew what that one was. So in the auction, it looked just like any other Yale. See, now this is an older one with this Yale on both sides, but the in-between ones had that clover leaf there. So you kind of like can date around, you know, what time period they were. But anyways, I love Yales. I love Yale locks. And another thing that's buried underneath here is all the stuff that Cherokee sent me. And what's very cool about that, I'm going to get this, move all these guys over here. I knew this was going to happen. Well, let me pause this and get this all straightened out. But she sent me a bunch of inserts to the number 17 catalog, and that one is number 21, that Yale one that's 1917. So I think this is around 1900 or something. But it has they would do price updates. For example, these guys were per dozen, $2.60 for the little Vigilant. What's cool about these two is they show what kind of chain is used on these. So if you get a padlock and you're wondering, is that an original chain or not, you can tell just by looking at the links a lot of times and how the chain is made. So that's one good thing. But there's some original, let me get back in here. There's some original correspondence from this guy in 1903. And what I wanted to show you about this is pre-zip code. I mean, you could actually mail this, and it would make it, to the Yale company with no zip code. I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, they just were asking something, and it's this guy's name, A.W. something. I wish they would have typed out his name and stuff, but you can see it's just price lists and stuff. This stuff is cool. I mean, you just go through it, look through it. It's just, yes, you can get PDF files that will download stuff, and show you documents and stuff, but to actually have the real thing in your hand, you just get a sense of the history and everything. It's just cool. That's all I would say. So there you go. I just thought I'd like you to see some of that kind of like locksmith, locksport related stuff that I really think that one of those key making machines, if Yale could make something that sturdy, man, it's like less than the size of a bench grinder, that'd be cool. I mean, it'd be specialized and everything, but they're probably, I don't know, over $1,000 if you could find one nowadays in that condition. I'm just guessing because I've never seen one up for sale. So, thanks for watching and happy picking, everyone.